Do you sometimes have embarrassing moments when you're traveling? I do, sometimes. Stay tuned. My name is Sunny, and I wanted to create a podcast that would be like a campfire where you tell stories, share life experiences, sing songs, tell jokes, and come home with great vibes. That's why I created Campfire Corner. Welcome to Campfire Corner with Sunny. Hello again, this is Campfire Corner with Sunny, and I am Sunny. We are talking in this series of episodes about my recent trip to Budapest for the Christmas markets. And in the last two episodes, we got to the point where I had reached there and looked at one Christmas market, then looked around and bought some souvenirs and stuff, and then I was hungry, so I wanted to find some food. As I was passing through this street, which is kind of like a washy avenue, and there are a few shops there which sell chimney cakes. And even the last time when I had seen those shops, just looking at the shops, you can tell that this is like a specialty of Hungary, based on the number of people who were lining up to buy those and the number of shops there were. At that time, I had not managed to have one. This time, my friend Aniko, who is Hungarian, she had told me, try one, definitely. This time they're really, really nice. I said, okay. So this time when I saw that, and there were signs outside these shops that said that these were freshly made chimney cakes, and they were handmade, as in like they were freshly just there in the shop right then. So I said, all right. So I stood in the queue for one of those. And this is something funny that I'm sure you know that I don't like standing in queue for food, but somehow I really don't like it when it is for a restaurant. But if it is for a street counter or something like that, I don't mind it at all. So I don't know what it is. I think it might be that the restaurant thing is a bit more status, as in, why do we have to eat at this particular restaurant? Just go somewhere else. Whereas the street food is like, there's no status thing. It's just that the person behind the counter is doing their best to deal with the demand. And then we are just staying there because of practicality. Nothing, no vanity, there's no status or anything like that. I'm a weird bird, I know. So anyway, but I stood in the queue and then I got the chimney cake. It was one of those smaller ones, smaller sizes they had. And my friend had told me, Aniko had told me that get the basic one, which is the cinnamon and sugar. That's all it has, no extra filling or anything like that. So okay, I've tried it. And it was nice. It was quite nice. I like sweets, and this was one of those things where it was not too sweet. It was not very sweet. If you go to India, Indians love sweets. So you can buy sweets in different parts of Delhi or different parts of India even. And how you know a classy, more expensive sweet is that it will be less sweet. Yep. I think it's the same thing with wine, isn't it? Cheap wine will get you drunk faster, whereas, so kind of, so in some places in life, less is more, I suppose. But yeah, so that was okay, but that was because a small cake, so I was walking still and I had not had proper lunch as well. So I thought, okay, I need to find something. This was something around 4 o'clock, getting up to about 4 o'clock. So I went to Google, searched for something, and I found one like a vegan restaurant. And you know my love-hate relationship with vegans. I don't like that they are so preachy about it. Because I always say vegetarianism is like a dietary choice. Veganism is like a protest against the world. It's a movement. And vegans always are very judgmental. They always try to make you feel bad, even about eating cheese or eggs or anything. I have been a vegetarian all my life. I have never judged a person for eating meat. Okay, so if somebody wants to be a vegetarian, they ask my advice, I can give them some advice. If they're curious, they ask me about how did you deal with it, how do you manage to eat just vegetables, just vegetarian food and nothing else, I can tell them. If they don't ask me, I don't tell them. Vegans, how do you know somebody's vegan? Shake their hand, they will tell you. That's the thing. But here's the reverse side of that. Is that because vegans are so vocal about their thing, like they're sickeningly, maddeningly vocal about veganism? There are more places in the world where there are more vegan restaurants, or restaurants have vegan choices. This also has a flip choice that you don't get vegetarian choices so much, but vegan choices, because people think that, oh, if you're gonna go do something, let's just do vegan so that vegetarians can eat that as well. So yeah, it takes like two birds with one stone. But at least you get more vegetarian food in the guise of vegan food. Sometimes it's like boiled doors, but sometimes it can be okay. So I found this restaurant, and bear with me, I will try to tell you the name, but it's a Hungarian name. Um, let me see. I'm not gonna try to guess how it is pronounced. I'll just say it how it is written. So it's Nepfenyez Eterem. It's like two words. Okay. It was so I went in and found a table as well easily, and then ordered food. And fortunately, the food this time was actually good. They had a soup. The soup also had lots of vegetables in that as well, I think. Yeah, but it was okay. It was nice. And then I had something called a burger platter. Ah, it was a production. It was a small burger, which fortunately did not taste like a boiled door jam, but it also had lots of sesame seed, not chips, but like a flat cakes, just very dry. They were very dry, but they tasted nice. And the whole outcome of this was that I was very full when I finished that, because they were nice. I just kept eating them and kept eating them, and I finished the burger and the whole thing. Burger was quite good as well. And then I had the coffee. They had decaf, so I had some coffee, which was okayish. Coffee was not actually good, so that one I did not finish. I left it. Service was good, except that I like people to notice if I've not finished my coffee and then ask as to what is wrong, because that's my passive aggressive way of complaining. I don't actually complain. Nobody asks me. And for the bill, I had to go to the counter and then pay the bill there. And this is where the embarrassing moment happens. I've not told this to anybody, not even to my friends, not even to people who ask me, oh, how was Budapest, and tell us the stories. No, I have not mentioned this to anybody because I'm just so embarrassed about it. I can talk about this here because nobody listens to this anyway, so it's perfectly fine here. What happened was that I was expecting the bill to be somewhere around 15-20 quid, like maybe 25,000, not 25,000. How much will that be? Yeah, something like 12,000, 14,000 forints. But when I got to the counter, the bill was 5,700 something, which comes to about 12. So it was less than half of what I expected. I don't know why I was thinking that, because I had not properly looked at the prices and done the totals myself. But there were some things were more expensive and some things were not. So apparently mine wasn't. And the girl who was doing the bill, I told her, please add 2,000 for the tip. 2,000 forints for a 5,700 forint bill is a lot. Is more than 30%. And I have no clue why I did that. I have some clue as to why I did that. And she was nice. She gave me a choice. She gave me an out as well. She said like 2,000 for the tip, and just like that. So she had the right inflection on it without being patronizing, saying like, dude, are you able to count money in this country? Not like that. No patronizing, no questions on my sanity, anything like that. But just giving me a little bit of a beat to get out of that if I want to change my mind. But you know me, I am me. I just blunder through. I was like, yes, 2,000. And that was it. So I have tried to analyze it a lot since then, because I was like cursing myself even when I got out. Why did I do that? And I have two theories about it. One is Robert Cialdini's book, Influence. It's a fantastic book. If you have not read it, read it now. Oh, but be careful because it's a very traumatizing book. He mentions a lot of stories, and quite a lot of those stories are very tragic. But the problem is that most of them are from real life. So some of them, if you're oversensitive like me, they will haunt you forever. You will not be able to forget those things. So read it at your own risk. If you can manage it, then it's definitely worth reading. I do not regret reading it even after the traumatizing stories, because it has some basic principles of psychology, and they are the kind of principles which you can apply in real life, which you won't forget. You won't have to memorize anything, but you will notice these things when you see them in real life, and when people are trying to pull a trick on you, when corporates, companies, advertisers, bosses, managers, politicians, all of these people, they do all these tricks. So you will get to I don't know. I'll give you a quick example. In medicine advertisements, they always use somebody wearing a white coat. They don't say that that person is a doctor, but they use a white coat because the white coat is a sign of authority. Because we associate them with doctors, medical professionals, and laboratory technicians. So we think like, oh, this person is smart, we should listen to them. That's one of the tricks, okay? Now, so my theory based on the influence is that is the same principle. I forgot what the principle is called, but it's like a proportional principle. For example, when you go to buy a car, the dealer will not tell you anything about the accessories or the protection plans or the like the snow tires or anything like that until you have made up your mind about the car, and then you have either paid or you are about to pay for it. Like your mind is made up, you have gone through the whole process of selecting it. Now you are going to pay, let's say, something between $20,000 to $40,000 for the car. Now he will come out and tell you, oh, you can have this winter cleaning package for $200, and then you can have these tires for about $317. By the way, why these prices are like 17, 317, 19 to 99.99, another psychological trick. So by the time you get to that point, you already have spent, in your mind at least, even if you have not written check yet, you have already spent about $20,000. So now when you have to make a decision about something that costs only $317, it's like, oh yeah, that's all right, yeah, let's get this. So it becomes, in comparison, it seems like such a small, very small amount that you feel like, yeah, we can get this. And I think it was something similar, not exactly the same, but something similar to me, that I was thinking it would be something maybe between 12,000 to 15,000 forints, and then it was 5,700. I was so relieved. I was like, oh yeah, I am saving so much money. Let's give some of this to the wait staff who have given me such good service. So it was good service, but it was not like 30% worth of service. But still, that's one thing. The second thing is, when she asked me 2,000 for the tip, I went ahead and was like, yeah, 2,000 for the tip. And that's another principle that's called consistency. When you have made a decision, you want to think that you have done the right thing. And for that reason, you would defend that decision. In order to defend that decision, sometimes you have to take more decisions, assuming that that first decision was correct. Which is why people, when they get married, they always tell everybody, oh wow, this is the best thing that has happened to me. Think about it. 100% of the people say that, but 50% of those people end up getting divorced. How's that true? How can that happen? So the first part, somewhere, something is missing. So that was consistency. Once I had made that decision that yes, I'm tipping 2,000 forints, I did not want to go back and look foolish. Anyway, no matter how much I analyze it, it was an embarrassing moment. It was a silly moment for me. But Good thing is, at least it went to the wait staff, so it's not like I wasted the money somewhere. It actually went to somebody who can use it. So yeah, that's what I'm telling myself. Anyway, let's carry on. So while I was sitting in the restaurant, I looked online to find an electronic shop because you know my obsession with keyboards by now. Every city I go to, every country I go to, I buy a keyboard that I use during my 2-3 day stay there, and then I leave it there. And I was planning to do the same thing in Hungary as well. I had packed very light. I had not packed even my little Bluetooth portable keyboard because I was thinking like I can get it there. Two reasons for that. One is that I'm stupid. I like to spend money. I like to just waste money. That's one. But the second reason is that no matter how cheap the big keyboard is, it's going to be better than my little keyboard. So the quality that I'll get will be much better. Okay, that's my main reason why I don't do that. Why I don't carry my keyboard and just buy it there. Okay, so second reason, another reason is that buying a keyboard is the kind of project that gets you into the city and that gets you doing things that the normal people will do. Normal tourists would not do that, but normal residents will actually need to buy keyboards, mouse, Wi-Fi routers, things like that. So when you have to buy that, when you have to go and send a postcard and you need to buy a pen to write on the postcard, you have to go to the post office and find the post office, all those things, yeah, like things that normal residents will do. So I like doing that because that kind of project gives me a little bit more insight into how easy is the city to live in and what kind of facilities are available. And for this one, I looked at that and there were some shops there, and there was one shop called Media Markt. And this marked, I'm sure you can guess, it means market. So this was a Media Markt. And there was another hour or so before they were going to close. So I said, okay, this is a good time. Let's go. It was Saturday. And I thought, let's go. And I could take the metro. Be careful in searching by Google Maps for buses and metro in Budapest because Google gives you the directions, but it does not differentiate very well between buses and metros. You have to look very carefully on the app and try to kind of sort it out. So if you see numbers are buses. But if you see M1, M2, M3, those are metros. And then you have to find the metro stop as well because they're obviously underground. So just be careful about that. But because I was going the second time, so I knew those things, so I was careful. Easy peasy, finding the metro, getting to the stop, and then got out there and then tried to find again. Google does this thing where you can, for the roads, it tells you where to go. But when something is in the shop, it tries to get you into the shop, like exact location of the shop, but it doesn't tell you, okay, you have to enter the mall here or there's a right turn into the mall. It just says take a right turn, take a left turn. And if you don't see the door, if there's no light on that entrance door, you will miss it. You're like, where do I go? So I went back and forth in front of the door like 2 or 3 times before I found, oh, I have to go inside here. Okay, went inside and look for that Media Markt. It was a big mall, so this was a big shop inside a big mall, lots of electronic items, and they had a whole array of keyboards. Oh, I was so happy to see that there was so much variety and there was all kinds of price range as well, everything from Logitech and Microsoft to unknown brands that nobody has heard of. So I obviously went to the unknown brands because I wanted something cheap that I can use for 2 days and leave. And some of them were like £100, £120, something like that. The one that I bought was somewhere close to 5299, I think. So about £12, which was quite okay. And in terms of quality, it was quite good. I used it for those 3 days. Yeah, perfect, no complaints. It was a USB keyboard, not Bluetooth, not wireless. Okay. One thing that I noticed in that mall, which I noticed afterwards even more, was that the mall was such a great place for taking photos and taking videos. For one thing, it was very well lit, so you did not have to struggle for that. But also there were some geometrical geometrical shapes in the mall. For example, there was a seating area which was round, and it looks really good on camera. Okay, I kind of had some inkling of what it would look like, so I did take shots of that. But when I came back and when I actually saw that on the screen, it looked even better than I had expected. Okay, so keep it in mind that if you're going to a shop and you want to take pictures of, showing people that okay, this is Budapest, and if you want to take pictures of yourself as well, you will find a lot of great places to pose in there with lots of good lighting as well. And then some of my nice shots are from there, which I've used for like my Insta Reels and YouTube shorts since then, and they are really, really nice. One shot that I got here, which is my favorite shot from this whole trip, and that is a shot of a Christmas tree. They had a huge, big Christmas tree. I think they had a couple of them, but there was one in this one section which was very well decorated, and it was about 3 stories tall, 2 stories tall. Yeah, 2 stories tall, 2 floors. You could look at it from the 2 floors. Very, very tall, and it was next to escalators. And I am always looking for things that move, because when things are moving, you can take shots from them which are very smooth, like video shots, which are very, very smooth. And this time I got on the escalator, which was right next to the tree, and on an upgoing escalator, I faced down and then pointed the camera at the tree. And then as the escalator moved up, I kept turning the camera in a slow circle. And that shot has come out so nice. I can show you and you can agree or disagree. Here it is on the video track. But I'm really, really pleased with that shot. Okay. So let's carry on from there. I went around a little bit, walked around a little bit to see what was there in there. Bought a couple of chocolates to see if I can eat later if I'm hungry. And then went back to my hotel. Not back to my hotel, actually went to the hotel for the first time this time. And this was, the hotel is called Gold Hotel. It is painted yellow, and it is like nice, interesting, kind of like an old classic looking building. And this time my hotel was on the Buddha side. I'll tell you more about the hotel later, but for now, let's say I got there very easily, crossed the bridge on foot. I walked a lot in Budapest, a whole lot. So crossed the bridge, went into Buddha side, and found the hotel. It was very easy to find, just like one straight road, and it was there. And when just checked in, it was easy. And one thing I wanted to mention before I sign off, because it's going above the 20 minutes, that there's a lady who was a receptionist. I did not meet her, but she had been messaging me on booking.com and replying to my messages, and that I really liked how active and how proactive she was. She gave me a choice: if you want to arrange a pickup for a car pickup from the airport, this is the charges, and you can tell us 2 days in advance, and this is the timing, and what time are you getting in, so that we know what time you would check in. And then when my flight was late, I messaged her again, and I always got a quick response as well. So I was a bit sad that she was not there, so I could thank her in person, but I did really appreciate that communication. Communication, sometimes it doesn't cost a lot, but it can give a really good impression of the service, or it can help you with the relationships, obviously. So just keep that in mind for today. So my recommendations for today would be buy that book, Robert Cialdini's book, Influence. That is absolutely a fantastic book. Yeah, Budapest, definitely worth going. We'll carry this on in the next episode. For now, I'm going to sign off. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for staying with me all through this year, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, happy new year. And then I'll see you in 2024 now. Thank you, and bye bye.